The problem tends to be from the lead comes in to getting them on the phone and making the appointment. So, Riley, on your side of it, how quickly is the response to the lead? How quickly are they getting contacted?
Generally within the first 2 minutes. I won't lie and say 30 seconds. Sometimes I can get to them within 30 seconds. Not always, but generally within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think Google's number is they're basing it on 3 minutes. Getting hold of them within 3 minutes versus an hour or two later.
Sure.
Um, so you've been doing speed to lead quickly, and
Yes.
then you've been doing quite a bit of work with GoHighLevel on follow up. So they're getting, I assume, an immediate text, voicemail, email.
Instantaneous.
Right, right. And then what frequency are you contacting them over the next 48 hours?
The touch points, we hit them 8 times within the first 24 hours, and then it goes into sequential email. It's not once per day with sequential email right yet, but it's once per week. And then, of course, we're still continuing to follow up and call them, text. But in terms of automated email, it's still only once per week.
And it's effective too.
I'm so sorry. Did you say instantaneous text, email, and call, or just email and text?
I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?
Sorry, was that the follow-up and the GHL? Is that text and email? Or what are you doing about the call? Like following up with the call?
Oh, we're just, we're calling them, and if they don't pick up, then we just, we obviously we make a note to just keep calling them until they pick up. And we keep
Wh-
calling them until they tell us not to call them back.
So,
Humans calling, not go high level.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, we humans call.
And
so what does that look like for you? Like, do you have somebody sitting there watching that queue that's, making a phone call right away?
Yeah, well, it sends me a notification to my phone. It sends a notification to all the company phones. It says that a new lead has come in, and then either myself or one of the other teammates will get on the line and call them pretty much right away. And just it's just like just the standard phone script. Um, and then again, if they don't answer it doesn't matter because I'm going to put them on the list to continue calling them. And then we also have the sequential email and text that GoHighLevel has an automation to send. So we just kind of keep hitting at them until they tell us to just never contact them again.
Oh, okay. So let's walk back for a sec. So the lead comes in. Hopefully, a human being on your staff, you or somebody, is getting the notification right away on their phone,
Yep.
initiating an outbound call. That's happening within 2 minutes. And then walk me through again what the automated and manual sequence is for the next couple of days.
Sure. So it will continue as so the automations are created in that I'm texting them to reach out and let them know about the program. And it will always have a link for them to schedule if we weren't able to do it on the phone. Like if I was
Hmm.
unable to get in touch with them, maybe they didn't answer, maybe they sent me a voicemail, it's still going to send them a text and it still has the link for them to go to the automatic scheduler if they want to schedule at their own behest.
Okay.
So it always has
The
that.
the text will have a calendar link. So
And so does
how
the
many?
email.
Okay. So how many texts and emails do they get the first day?
8. Within
They
the first
get
24 hours, they get 8.
Okay. They get 8 texts and 8 emails, or they get four of each. Or
No, they get 8 texts and 8 emails, and they kind of
okay,
have wait times in between them.
okay, okay. And then you're trying them immediately, and then once you try them immediately, how do you organize follow up with them from there?
Well, the system does it. So as soon as the lead comes in, it's made so that it will start firing off those automations right
No,
away.
no, I don't mean that. So a lead comes in, a human being tries to call them, doesn't get hold of them. How's the organization as far as call them again in 2 hours, call them again, that type of thing? Human being.
Oh, sure, gotcha. So, we don't really have a set kind of procedure on that. We just kind of really just keep calling them once a day. Sometimes we'll, in that first day, we'll call them back more than once. Maybe, we call them after 5 o'clock kind of thing when they're done work. But, we kind of just try and hit them once a day.
Okay. Well, so go ahead, Bob.
Master Oliver, I don't know if you heard me before, but it is more effective today if you don't reach them the first time to go ahead and call them back again immediately. It shows urgency on their side if somebody's actually trying to reach them versus a robocall.
Yeah, we call that double tap. You call them and then wait 5 seconds and then call them again, or
Yeah.
call them, push out your text message and then call them again.
I,
Gets you through
yeah,
a
it's
lot.
bumped up my connection ratio.
Yeah. It gets them through the filters, and we call everybody three times. 3 times for the first 3 days, 2 times for the next 2 days. I mean, 3 times for 3 days, 2 times for 3 days, and then it goes to 1 time a day for the next 21 days until we put them in the prospect queue.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a really good. I know we talked about that actually in Colorado there a few weeks ago, so that'll be a good thing.
It's not hard to
Yeah.
really do if you do the immediate call, and then you have 3 times a day you're scheduled to do calls to these guys. Then you just queue them up for the next available time, so everybody does it at once. That you
Yeah.
can batch, but you can't batch the immediate.
That's helpful to know.
And Master Moody,
Yeah.
you're using that lead sheet that you had to track that process, right?
Yep, very much. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I
Thank
don't even paper on that. Yeah, we do all our stuff and process it, then stick it on the lead sheet, and then we got it. We just can have it follow the process along the way.
you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and Fahad, as far as your question, keep in mind what we're trying to diagnose is the lead to appointment rate is weak, right? Everything else is spot on if those are accurate numbers, if are excellent. But if we could get 60 leads and 30 appointments, then we would literally 2.5 times the number of enrollments coming in. And so Riley, the two gaps that we've seen so far is not aggressive enough with a live human being following up on them early on and on an ongoing basis, right? And too many people give up on them too quickly. So they really saturation bomb in 24 hours and they give up rather than, continuing to follow up and continue to follow up. The second thing I would say is once a week email is very anemic. You really need that to be daily or twice a day or something, at least for the first couple of weeks. Do you have text messaging going out in week 2, week 3, week 4 as well?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, so you'll want to add that.
Now, what would be the content? What would be the recommended content in those emails and in those texts?
Well, in all cases,
Testimonials, like.
well, yeah, and especially early on, but on an ongoing basis, well, let me separate this. You've got your lead database of leads have been there for 2 months or a year or whatever. And those are people you're inviting to everybody day and every event and graduation and, finding an excuse to invite them to different things. And then you're running, the summer special and then the back to school special and the New Year's special and all that kind of stuff at them. But on the early ones, and of course the early ones, what we're talking about is your pre-arranging sequential autoresponder. So what you're really trying to do is you're just trying to get them on the calendar, right? And so honestly, most of it is, and I think what happens, interrupt my own thought, but a lot of what happens is we think if we hit them with the same message over and over and over again, they're going to get sick of hearing the same thing. But that really isn't what's happening. Is most of the time they're not reading any of the shit you're sending them. Right. So, the emails aren't getting open. The subject line didn't titillate them, but, they're seeing that you're communicating with them. So it kind of keeps them, front of mind. And the same thing is true with the texting. It's always useful to have some graphics that are tied to what you're doing, useful to have a link to a YouTube video. All of that is useful. Mostly what you're trying to do is you're trying to get them to pay attention and schedule an appointment to come in for an intro. And you're aggressively following up in the first month, in every different way possible. So, what
Master